ever been on an obstacle course? Or what about, have you seen that show, American Ninja Warriors? Oh, it's incredible. They've got these rotating obstacles, and they've got this swing that you swing on, and then you jump to this rope ladder. And then they have these rings that you climb up and you climb down. But the whole time you're climbing, they're moving because the platform they're on is moving at the same time. And then they have this crazy wall. It's called the warped wall, and it's like 20 feet tall. And you run, and you scale it, and you get to the top, and you hit this button. You've done it. You've achieved. You've arrived. And I have hit that button by owning my own successful company for the last 12 years. I've also been on that obstacle course. Well, not that one, but one called life. It started when I was 4 and my parents got divorced. And then my sister and I went to live with my mom, and then we moved to be with my dad and my stepmom. And then when I was 12, my sister got sick, very sick, and she was later diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And then at 16, when I was 16, she died very suddenly. And then at 18, I got pregnant. And then at 19, I became a single teenage mom just 6 months after graduating high school. And then at 20, I got married, and then later found out he was bipolar. And then at 23, I got divorced. Are you tired yet? I'm not even 25. And then at 28, I started my own company. I got married, and I threw a baby in the mix, all within 1 year. And since then, I've had a pulmonary embolism, which is a blood clot in my lungs. I've had my 3rd child. I had a stroke at the age of 37, which required a 7-hour brain surgery. And I started and finished my doctoral degree, all while continuing to own my company that has 300 employees and operates throughout the state of Texas. Now, I'm not telling you, and I'm just now 41. Now, I'm not telling you all of this so that you can question my sanity or what's left of it, but actually so that you can see that your obstacles build perseverance, and your perseverance builds character, and character builds hope. Now, I didn't come just to talk about my personal obstacle course, because after all, that was just life. That's all I've known. But I did want to talk to you about how we can all be better, stronger, more effective leaders right where we are by following 10 simple steps. So I'd like to ask, what is it that makes a leader great? In 2012, Forbes published an article that had the top 10 characteristics of great leaders. Honesty was the first characteristic that was identified. Honesty is a noun, and it means uprightness, frankness, and freedom from deceit. I was curious, so I went to the thesaurus and found out that the first synonym listed for honesty was candor. Therefore, I deduced that candor and honesty are the first characteristics that make great leaders. According to Jack Welch, former CEO of GE, he said that a remarkable absence of candor in the workforce represents one of the most significant obstacles to company success. He also said, you reinforce what you reward. If you reward candor, you'll get it. But candor looks very differently for men than it does for women. When men demonstrate candor, they're seen as strong, skilled, effective leaders. Women, on the other hand, are seen as cold, uncaring, and difficult to work with. They often receive the not-so-coveted title of being a bitch. But why do you think this disparity exists? I think it's because the workforce was originally a man's playing field. They set the rules, and women, we play by them. And that's okay. I am not male bashing. In fact, I won't stand for it. However, we all need to realize that the workplace isn't somewhere to go sit around the fire and sing kumbaya, but we actually need to go and get our job done to the best of our abilities. But so many women, most of the time, are so involved with knowing what everybody else is doing at the expense of being seen as emotional, dramatic, and high maintenance. Now, I'm not supporting going out and making enemies and taking names, but I am supporting that a few key changes be made in our leadership journey to make us better and more effective and stronger leaders. So I'd like to share with you my top 5 do's and my top 5 don'ts for leadership. Do number 1, make a decision. Be quick and be decisive. Stop checking with everyone on the project, on the team, on the floor, in the entire company for their approval. Not making a decision is, in fact, making a decision. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have your own set of trusted, credible advisors, because I believe that you should. But make sure they'll be honest with you, even when it's hard. And don't surround yourself with yes people. Make the best decision with the information, skills, and the knowledge that you have at the time that you have it, and move forward. And do number 2, build your network. Men are actually really good at doing this, and women, we could learn a lot from them. But all of us have been put in a unique situation where we have something to offer someone else, and vice versa. Use that to your advantage and reciprocate that for others. When I was in school for my doctorate degree at Pepperdine, we had to create our top 5 to 10 business contacts, and we had to call it our Pocket Opportunities List. Your Pocket Opportunities List is your top 5 to 10 contacts that you could reach out to for advice, a reference, a referral, or even a job if you needed one. Your Pocket Opportunities List is invaluable, and another reason why you never want to make enemies at the workforce. But why would we want to make enemies anyway? I want us to build each other up and cheer each other on and offer authentic mentoring relationships. But honestly, at the core of all of this is that so many lack confidence, even at the executive level. Which brings me to my 3rd do. Do number 3, know your worth. You have inherent worth and value. Stop saying that you don't belong or that you aren't good enough, because you do belong and you are good enough. So many people self-deprecate by making themselves look small in their eyes and in the eyes of others. And it's so sad to me. But all of us have been put in unique situations where we have so much to offer and to ourselves and to others. But whatever you do, don't tempt or seduce your way to the top. Your reputation and your advancement will forever be tainted. Affairs always harm relationships in the workplace, and it's never a good idea. Be confident in the fact that you have gifts and abilities that nobody else does. You are wonderfully and uniquely created. Go forth confidently in that knowledge. And do number 4, take constructive criticism. Now, I'm talking about constructive, not destructive degradation. But be prepared for feedback and learn to see feedback as a gift, that someone cares enough about you to see you succeed. And learn to win and learn to lose. This is life. We're not always going to get a trophy in everything we do. And that's okay. That's called reality. And do number 5, keep your nose clean. Have you ever heard of that? That's a Southern saying. My grandma used to say it. And it means don't borrow problems. If it's not your concern and doesn't involve you, then don't get involved. Let those involved figure it out. And if they do, great. And if they don't, that's great too. You are not paid to be the company referee or the house mom. Serve your purpose at work, or else you'll be replaceable. So now we've looked at my top 5 do's. Let's consider my top 5 don'ts to make us all better, stronger, and more effective leaders. Don't number 1, stop over apologizing. If you didn't do anything wrong, then you have nothing to say you're sorry for. Stop over apologizing and stop overthinking. Learn to speak the language of success with confidence. Now, if you truly did do something wrong, by all means, offer a sincere apology and state why that you're sorry. But those aren't the instances I'm talking about. And don't number 2, don't belittle others. Don't denigrate other people at the office. Don't be the office gossip. Don't associate with the office gossip. If they'll talk to you, they'll talk about you. Rise above that. You are so much better. Women, we tend to be our own worst enemies, and it's so sad to me. All of us, though, need to be cautious about what we say and what we believe about others. Don't limit your success or the success of others by participating in junior high antics. Office gossip is cancerous. It creates a toxic environment. Don't be part of it. And actually, while we're on that subject, let's talk for a second about integrity. What does integrity mean to you? To me, it means making the best decision, the right decision, even when no one's looking. It means standing true to that decision, even when it's hard. It's having a commitment to moral courage and being impeccable with your word. Every day, we have an opportunity to demonstrate integrity. What's your integrity worth? What's your word worth? After all, sometimes that's all we've got. And don't number 3, don't use qualifiers. You may not like this idea, but I'm not really sure how this will sound, but really? How many times have we been guilty of setting our own thoughts and ideas up to fail before we've even given them an opportunity to soar? Qualifiers set you up for a lack of support. They scream self-doubt. Mean what you say and say what you mean. It's your opinion, so own it. And don't number 4, don't dishonor boundaries. Know and honor your boundaries 360 degrees. Be friendly, but not friends, with those above and below you, because at some point you are going to have to give and receive constructive criticism from those people, and it's much easier to do once those boundaries have been maintained. And once they're crossed, it's very hard to go back. It creates role confusion and resentment. So it's best just to honor them from the beginning. And don't number 5, don't be inauthentic. Develop and protect your brand. Your brand is your unique set of visions and values. It's your purpose and your passions. Do what you do best, and the rest will come to you. And protect the quality of your work and the integrity of your words and actions. Diane von Furstenberg, a designer, once said, "I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew the woman I wanted to be." Do you know the person you want to be? When I was at school for orientation, we had to write our 80th birthday toast. And it was an opportunity to reflect on the person that we wanted to be known for when we're 80. And during that exercise, it dawned on me, I realized I am writing that person every day. In every decision I make, I am creating her legacy. And you are too. I encourage you to write your 80th birthday toast. Live it, post it, make decisions by it. So now we've covered my top 5 do's and my top 5 don'ts for leadership to help you all be better, stronger, more credible, and effective leaders. I encourage you to be committed to constant development and positive development throughout your journey because, after all, this is life. It's a journey and not a destination. But you shape your future. So now, arise, go forth, and conquer, because your journey is up to you. Thank you.